Good evening. Back with another episode of Be So Good That They Can't Ignore You. It's Steelers week here in Titans country, and I've been watching tape on both these clubs. And boy, are we in for an amazing matchup. We have a great offense with the Tennessee Titans rushing and passing. We have a great overall team with the Steelers, but specifically their defense being able to sack the quarterback, being able to pressure the quarterback, being able to stop the run. It gives and it presents a extreme challenge for the Tennessee Titans up front, who's without Taylor Lewan, the starting left tackle. Um, and then as far as with the Steelers, they're missing a guy on their defense, Mike Hilton, cornerback, who is a dynamo for them in their disguise packages and blitzing off the edge. So what I really want to talk about here in about 5 7 minutes is how the Steelers can almost play a in and out game with the Titans because I believe the Steelers will be able to bottle up Derrick Henry to some degree. I still think he has a high volume, high carry game, gets his yardage, but they're going to be tough yards. But what's going to be very difficult for the Steelers is play action. It's when you're committed or overcommitted to stopping him. And it's really just you doing your job, but it's going to open up holes for Ryan Tannehill and make his job extremely easy. And that's really what it's been. This guy, play action motion to the running back, Derrick Henry, and, the Grand Canyon opens up. And we're going to go over a play that several analysts have went over because it's a very unique play, very unique route choice. But what I'm going to be looking at is the personnel groupings as well as what the defense is doing and how. I don't know if defensive coordinators do this, by the way, but in this type of game, in certain situations, clearly you probably couldn't do this all game, but it's fighting against that instinct to, especially when you have two inside linebackers, to both feel an alley. Now, I don't know if I'm the first to come up with this concept, but a concept of having someone who I would call a designated runner and a designated dropper. And I'm going to explain here when I share this screen with you guys. So this is a play out of 22 personnel, two tight ends. You got Jonnu Smith and Jeff Swain, and then you have Derrick Henry at running back and Kyrie Blasingame in an I formation, and your wide receiver is going to be AJ Brown up at the top of your screen. He's going to be running a deep sit route, and then there's going to be a play action pass to him. Now, what I want you to notice before this play is played, and we're going to see, this view, and then we're going to see the end zone view, is the two inside linebackers, number 50, and then Cunningham, number 41. And what I'm presenting is in certain situations, having a designated runner or a designated rusher that takes care of filling that hole that you think the running back is going to go through. And then you have a designated dropper who drops off in coverage to find who the quarterback may be targeting in this play selection. So what you do is if it's a run, you have a guy that's going to take care and do his job and hopefully rally and make a play. And then obviously the other guy will notice and help a bit later. And if it's a pass, you have a guy that, yes, make sure it's making sure it's not a run. And then you have a guy that his sole responsibility is just to drop in coverage and locate where that target may be. And the advantage for the Pittsburgh Steelers in this game is because that they're so good at rushing the quarterback, that the Tennessee Titans in a lot of situations will be in a max protection look. So they'll be using extra tight ends. So a lot of these routes that the Titans that you're going to see the Titans run this Sunday is going to be one wide receiver, two wide receiver routes. So this could be something that could work for them. So let's play. Let this play. Okay, so you got motion by Jonnu. Comes a two-man route. He runs a go on the outside. It's a sit route. And as you can see, both linebackers are sucked into that play action game. So I'm going to play this slower for you guys. Motion by Janu, right? Motion to the left of the formation. He runs a wheel or, pretty much a 9 route down the sideline. And AJ Brown comes right up underneath that and dips. So as you can see, right above this, two linebackers, number 50, number 41. This is a play action. Play action look, number 50, make sure it's not a run. But what I would like to see is Cunningham, don't even worry about that. It's going to the left, was that B gap, C gap, maybe even D gap. Allow 50 to take care of that. And then number 41, locate where they're trying to hit you at. So with that being said, that is something that I think will work in certain situations. And I understood that it's a linebacker's natural instinct to feel, run fits, right? You're trying to run to the football, you're trying to feel that alley, you're trying to make a play. But in this game in particular, and I think it might be something that teams have to start really looking into, is having designated guys that, hey, I'm going to drop and look for who he may be passing it to. So I'm going to get out the whiteboard real quick and just give an example of the play that we just saw and how the Steelers may play it with their personnel. So we had a tight end, and I'm just gonna call it a tight end. Had a fullback, you had an RB, you had a running back, and all this space was a bit better in our formation. So kids out there, you want to give your running back a little bit. Your running backs, you want to give your fullback a little bit of space, ideally in the I formation at wide receiver. And what we had the tight end that motioned and eventually ended up right here ish. So that tight end released out, went up the sideline. That wide receiver came to the middle field to like a stop route. And then we had play action, quarterback came up here and passed it, right? So with the Steelers, you're going to have 98, 41, or vice versa, Robert Spillane and Vince Williams. So ideally for them, as far as movement, you'd like Vince Williams to be the ideal rusher or runner, as I would say, designated runner. So let's write that down. Designated runner, and you got a designated dropper. I know this may be, I don't know. I feel like I'm not like checking my stuff with like NFL guys or even coaches. I do more defensive back things, but I really enjoy the game planning process, and I don't see why a concept like this would not work in these type of situations when you don't have much to lose. And on these type of designs, it's designed to fill these holes in defenses because they know these holes are voided because of play action. So because of that, you have your designated runner, your DR, that when it's a play action play or you think it's run, he's going to help fill that alley. But on these plays, because you know the Titans are such a great play action team, you got to have your designated dropper, your DD, right? Robert Spillane will be your designated dropper. And what he's going to do during this, he has to be like, Vince Williams has to be like, I got it. Robert Spillane has to turn around and look for these deep stops. It may be a post this time. It may be, a drag this time. He has to locate where this play design is trying to go and help whoever may be guarding AJ Brown in this case or Corey Davis in this case. I don't know if defenses already do it, But defenses have to stop, or they have to alleviate the fact that their defenders are so consumed with stopping the run, which is, yes, it is a natural tendency to do so. When you see run, you see ball, you go get ball. However, what needs to be implemented, if not all the time, at least situationally, is having a designated runner and a designated dropper, so that you got a guy that's going to help take care of the run. And then obviously this guy is going to get back to helping you with the run. But at first he just has to find that play action, target that may be a possibility in these type of situations. So in this game in particular, you're going to have max protection anyway because of the Titans fearing that Steelers pass rush. So it's going to be 1-2 man routes. So he's just going to be finding that one or two man. Very simple. I don't know if I don't see it being done, but that is a concept that I think will help teams in play action situations. So for for reasons to not make this video too long and easily digestible, I'll end it there. I think it's a very decent concept that the Steelers could use, to help their cause. For those that don't know, Be So Good That They Can't Ignore You series is a series where we talk about how the other team can win, and we talk about how the Tennessee Titans can win. Why do we do that? We do that so that we can learn about two different teams at one time, and we also get to experiment with different types of things that you wouldn't experiment with it had you just been a follower of one team. Now we will be doing another video to show what the Tennessee Titans can do. This was the Steelers version: designated dropper, designated runner, and vice versa. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on the next one.